Hello, I'm here with a new unboxing, and this time I want to share with you something that is completely it's a new thing from its workshop. It's called Getting Started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar. It was launched more or less at the same time of the War of Souls, and what I want to share with you is what goes inside. So this goes together with this miniature. This miniature is one of the best push fit I have seen up to now. So let me first talk about the miniature, and then I will come back to what is inside. So this is one of the best push fit miniatures I have assembled up to now. So the gap is not that visible because it's very well put. All the joints are very well put, and normally the problems that you have on the shoulder pads, that the gap is what is more visible on the shoulder pads. In that case, the shoulder pads are additional piece. So this is an additional piece that you put on top. This is the full arm. So this is why you don't see the gaps on the shoulder pads that we have seen more in the War of Souls push fit. So it's really a very nice push fit miniature. Very interesting. Is a Encounter, and I think it's a great value. So just for this miniature, this is for I paid I think it's 4.5 pounds for this product. So let's go to see what is inside of this type of magazine book. I don't know how to call it really. It looks more like a big magazine that comes with this. I don't know if they will. I guess it's a unique launch, and I just bought because maybe what's inside is not interesting for me because I'm quite expert on that, but this miniature was looking so nice that I wanted to have it, and say for 4.5 pounds I don't see is a big investment. I think it's very cheap while most of the characters are more expensive. So let's look what is inside of this type of magazine. It's a soft cover and it's all full color, as you will see. Okay, so what we have first, here we have a list of the content. I will go through that, so I will not pay too much attention. No, here you have the instructions to assemble, and this is what I was explaining. The shoulder pads come from the top, so this is the way that the gap is not visible at all. Here we have a little bit of introduction on what is Age of Sigmar, and a little bit of the background. So we have a little bit of explanation of the order and the different factions. Okay, here we have all the factions in order. Then we have Chaos and the different sub-factions inside of the Chaos, Death and all the different subdivisions in Death, and then we have Destruction. So we start with the explanation of the different big alliances, and then the alliance, and then the alliances that are inside. Then they talk about collecting Citadel miniatures, and they talk about the Stormcast Eternals and how an army can look like. I think if you are new to the hobby, this is really awesome looking. And then you have the Nighthounds as well, how to expand your Nighthounds from the starter set. And you have also here the Nargle, and I think it's really nice, all this thing. Okay, I'm missing a Destruction one, so they should put one of each faction. I think this is a miss. They should put just a Destruction army. But this is just my opinion. So then they talk about playing the game, and they talk about the open, the narrative, and the match played. And they talk about this battle for the mausoleum. That is the big battle I think we have seen in the White Dwarf. And they talk about the deployment and the objectives. So here is like a battle, a little bit of a battle report to explain, to give an example of an incredible, awesome, of course, battle. Okay, then they talk the different. They will have some commercials, advertisements, and they start with the Tempest of Souls. That is the small case that everything is included to start playing with Stormcast Eternals against the Nighthounds. And then they talk about the how to expand the Stormcast Eternals, and here we have the different elements to expand. And then they talk how to expand the Nighthound and some of the main characters, and then they talk about the other factions. So it's a little bit of publicity, right? But then we go back to the realms, and they talk about the different realms of Age of Sigmar. Of course, much more top line than we have seen on the book. Okay, it's just very little information. Interesting to see this showcase, and we have showcase of different factions here. Well, here we have Stormcast Demons, Night Hounds, Undead, more Undead, and then we have Chaos around here, more Order, more this is Order and Destruction, not too much Destruction to be fair. Some of these are some pictures from Games Workshop. And then, this is quite interesting, they talk about painting miniatures, okay? They talk about the different stuff, you need to paint miniatures or to assemble them. For example, I don't know, they talk about the guides and how to interpret the different symbols on the guiding. So this is quite, if you are really starting, I think this is really good. They talk about what is a base, what is a shade, what is a dye, what is a layer, different type of paints, again what you have, glazing, basing, technical paints. So how they divide, how they talk about the brushes and different type of brushes you can have. The undercutting, we normally call it priming, they changed from priming to undercutting now. Okay, they changed the word we used to use. And then they start after the undercutting, that and it's explained here, you can do it in spray or with brush. They start talking about what is base coating, what is shading, and they give some examples on how to apply and how you have to do it. Dry brushing, I think it's a very nice guide for people starting. I really like this. Dry brushing, layering, and if you apply some of these techniques from the beginning, they even explain glazing. They talk about the basing. Of course, they use their own technical paints. And they talk then about the technical paints to do some special effects. And they then explain how to paint the executors and the castigators. Very top line, of course, in the case, but just to have a very, so you see, there is nothing here, there is not highlights, just how to apply the base colors to have a very nice result. So very top line, and how to, you see with 4 steps how to achieve. So this thing is really great for people that is starting in the hobby. Of course, if you have experience, maybe you find these two top level, so maybe look from too much to the top, but of course it is very oriented to people that is starting in the hobby, what I think is quite interesting. We go for the gaming in the Age of Sigmar, okay? And here we have the core rules, and what I like here as well, and maybe it is a book that you can take with you. So they talk about the core rules, but then they talk about the phases. This but instead of having this condensed in small in just 8 pages, they really put very little. So it's very spread. It's not very condensed in pages, so you can really enjoy. It's quite clean. So you have here the hero phase, the movement phase, everything very well compartment, shooting, charge phase. So I really like how it's put here, the combat phase, the battle shock phase, okay? And then they talk about attacking and picking targets and missile weapons, character. So I think it's really interesting how they put here the rules. It's a different, and then they talk about the wizards. So you have the rule book here as well, in case you need it. The terrain, so it's really interesting, and you also have the battle plan. So you have here a different format on how the rules are explained. They explain how the war balls, and here we have the Knight Incantor that is coming with this magazine. So I think I think it's great for people starting the hobby. I think it's very well done. That you have this miniature. Together with this book, I think it's awesome, and I just bought it because I thought that this miniature was interesting to have it for my Stormcast Eternal army. So if you have Stormcast Eternal, you are losing nothing for having the Knight Incantor, okay, this new version. I think it's really an interesting one, looks awesome, the detail is what you expect from any Games Workshop miniature. So it's and the push feed, I think, is one of the best ones I have seen. So this is what you find in this getting started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar. I think it's really a great thing for people starting in the hobby, and if you want the miniature, yeah, it's quite affordable. So that's all what I want to share here. I think I will give a very good recommendation on this one. I really like what I have seen here, and I'm pretty happy with this product. And even that, it's giving me ideas. Maybe I will transform some of these basic tutorials into videos in the future. So that's all what I want to talk here. I hope you find this interesting. I hope you like it. And please leave in the comment below. Let me know what do you think about this launch from Games Workshop. That's all for now. As usual, thanks a lot for watching and see you later. Bye.